Have you ever thought that something as simple as a cooked vegetable could actually repair your eyes while you sleep? What if I told you the answer might already be sitting quietly in your own kitchen, waiting for you to discover it? And here's the twist. The way you prepare these vegetables can make the difference between just eating dinner and actually protecting your vision for years to come. I'm Dr. Nana, and for over 30 years I've worked side by side with seniors. If there's one silent struggle that truly breaks my heart, it's this: losing the gift of clear sight. Think about it: no longer being able to drive confidently at night, squinting to see your grandchild's face, struggling to read a book, a menu, or even your own handwriting. Sometimes you may even feel embarrassed asking someone else to read for you, or fearful to step outside because the world seems blurry, faded, like a memory slipping away. And here's the cruel part: it often happens so gradually, we don't notice until our freedom is already slipping through our fingers. Does that sound familiar? Let me assure you, this isn't your fault. Your eyes age just like every part of your body. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. In fact, right on your plate could be something that gently nourishes and restores your eyes even as you rest at night. Today, we're going to walk through 4 remarkable vegetables. We'll start with the obvious hero and end with one that's surprisingly underrated yet may have the strongest impact of them all. If this is your first time here, welcome to Senior Health Boost. This channel is dedicated to helping you reclaim your health one simple, science-backed step at a time. If that sounds like something you need, go ahead and hit subscribe. We'd love to have you with us. So let's begin with the first vegetable, the one most people think they already know: carrots. You've heard the old saying, carrots are good for your eyes. But maybe you thought it was just a tale parents told their kids. Let me tell you, it's not only true, it's scientifically proven, especially for aging eyes that struggle with glare and low light. Carrots are packed with beta-carotene, the pigment that gives them their bright orange glow. What matters most is what your body does with that pigment. Once consumed, beta-carotene is converted in your liver into vitamin A. This nutrient is essential for producing a protein called rhodopsin, which lives in the rods of your retina, the very part that allows you to see in the dark. Without enough vitamin A, your night vision blurs, headlights blind you, and suddenly, driving at dusk feels unsafe. Now here's the surprising part: raw carrots won't give you the full benefit. Why? Because beta-carotene is fat-soluble. That means your body absorbs it far better when it's combined with a little dietary fat, and even more so when the carrots are gently cooked. Think of it as unlocking a safe. Cooking softens the fibers, breaks down cell walls, and releases the beta-carotene. Pair that with olive oil, ghee, or even a touch of butter, and suddenly you've created the perfect vehicle for absorption. This becomes especially powerful at night. Why? Because your body does most of its cellular repair while you sleep, when your eyes are finally at rest. If you eat cooked carrots with a little healthy fat at dinner, your body absorbs, converts, and deploys that vitamin exactly when your eyes are rebuilding. No pills, no side effects, just food doing what food was meant to do. I remember a gentleman named Harold, 72 years old, a proud grandfather and retired mail carrier. He came to me frustrated. "Doc, I can't see house numbers at night anymore. I miss knowing exactly where I'm going." Together, we made one small change: roasted carrots with olive oil and sea salt, 3 nights a week. Nothing fancy. After 6 weeks, he came back with a smile I'll never forget. "I drove to my daughter's for dinner," he said, "and I didn't have to squint. For the first time in years, the street signs were clear." That's the power of something so simple, something you can start tonight. And this is just the beginning. Because while carrots are the well-known hero, the next vegetables we'll explore might surprise you even more. In the last section, we saw how something as ordinary as a carrot could bring clarity back into Harold's life, almost like someone wiped the windshield clean inside his mind. That's the power of real nourishment, real food, real function, and in Harold's case, a real freedom restored. Carrots may look humble, but when prepared the right way, they're not just food, they're a tool for reclaiming confidence, independence, and the sharpness of everyday life. But while carrots sharpen your ability to see in the dark, there's another vegetable that works on a deeper level. One that protects your eyes from silent damage happening inside. Damage most people don't even realize is occurring until it's too late. That vegetable is broccoli. Broccoli, the silent protector. Think of it this way: if carrots are the headlights helping you navigate the road at night, broccoli is the shield protecting the engine from internal corrosion. Its strength lies in fighting something far more dangerous than dim light chronic inflammation. We usually think of inflammation as something we can see or feel: swollen joints, aching knees, a stiff back. But inside your eyes, inflammation can be invisible, working silently, damaging tiny blood vessels and weakening delicate retinal cells. Over time, this silent attack robs you of the crisp, sharp vision you once took for granted. Broccoli is one of nature's rare defenders that combines both antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds in the same package. That's what makes it such a powerful ally for aging eyes. Every dark green flora is loaded with lutein and zeaxanthin, nutrients your body doesn't just digest and discard, they're sent directly to your macula. The macula is the tiny, central part of your retina that controls your ability to read fine print, recognize a loved one's face, or notice details that make life rich and beautiful. Think of it like the camera lens of your eye. Just as a lens can become cloudy or scratched after years of use, your macula is vulnerable to light, stress, and the oxidative damage caused by free radicals. When the macula weakens, conditions like macular degeneration can set in. It doesn't usually happen all at once. At first, you may notice words on a page look fuzzy. Then, faces don't appear as distinct as before. Straight lines may begin to look wavy, and eventually, black spots could appear right in the center of your sight. It's like looking through a camera with a smudged lens. The details are lost, and no amount of blinking will bring them back into focus. Here's the hopeful part. Lutein and zeaxanthin, the natural pigments in broccoli, can slow this process and in some cases, help repair weakened retinal tissue. But only if your body can access them. The secret to unlocking broccoli's benefits: raw broccoli, as healthy as it looks on your plate, keeps these nutrients trapped inside tough fibers. Your body simply can't break them down efficiently. But when broccoli is lightly steamed just enough to soften without losing its bright green color, those fibers break apart, releasing lutein and zeaxanthin, so your body can absorb them. Add in a little healthy fat, such as a drizzle of olive oil, a sprinkle of shredded cheese, or even a touch of butter, and absorption increases dramatically. Why? Because lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble. They need fat to hitch a ride into your bloodstream and reach the very cells in your eyes that need them most. For older adults, where even small improvements in vision can mean the difference between independence and dependence, this kind of gentle, natural support is nothing short of life-changing. Gloria's story. I'll never forget Gloria, one of my patients. She was in her late 60s, a retired school teacher who loved books more than anything. But she came to me one day with tears in her eyes. "Dr. Nana," she said, "I used to love reading, but now the words just float off the page. I can't follow a story anymore. Even reading the mail feels exhausting." We didn't turn to expensive treatments or complicated solutions. Instead, I asked her to add just half a cup of steamed broccoli to her dinner 3 times a week. Nothing fancy, simply steamed until tender, with a touch of olive oil. A month later, Gloria came back smiling. "I'm not reading novels again yet," she admitted, "but I can finally read my mail without squinting. I don't feel lost when I look at a letter." The relief in her voice was unmistakable. For her, that small victory was priceless. That's how healing often begins. Quietly, naturally, over time. Broccoli may not be flashy or trendy, but when it comes to defending your vision from the inside out, it is one of the strongest allies you can put on your plate. Kale, the unsung champion. Now, from broccoli's sturdy stalks, let's move to a leafy green that takes eye protection to an even higher level: kale. Among all the vegetables studied for vision support, kale quietly stands at the very top. At first glance, it may not look like much. Just a dark, tough, leafy green, often overlooked in the grocery store. But don't be fooled. Kale is one of the most concentrated sources of vision protective nutrients we know of, especially for seniors facing the greatest threat to their sight: age-related macular degeneration, often called AMD. AMD isn't just about a little blurriness. It's the slow, relentless breakdown of the macula. Remember, the macula is the heart of your sharp, focused vision. When it deteriorates, it doesn't just affect what you see, it affects your quality of life. Reading becomes exhausting. Faces lose their details, becoming blurred or indistinct. At some point, even pouring a glass of water can feel like guesswork because the center of your vision is compromised. Kale offers a remarkable line of defense against this decline. It contains exceptionally high levels of lutein and zeaxanthin, the exact same protective pigments that already live in your macula. These pigments act like a pair of internal sunglasses, shielding your retina from harmful blue light and oxidative damage caused by years of sun exposure, screen use, and environmental stress. Here's the critical detail. Your body cannot make lutein and zeaxanthin on its own. You must get them from food. Kale provides them in abundance. Preparing kale the right way. Make like broccoli. Kale's nutrients are locked inside fibrous leaves. Eating it raw in a salad might give you some benefit, but to truly unlock its potential, it needs to be lightly cooked. Steaming or sautéing kale until it softens not only improves taste but also frees those nutrients for absorption. Pairing it with a healthy fat, maybe a drizzle of olive oil, or even blending it into a warm soup creates the perfect recipe for your body to use every bit of its protective power. Think of kale as not just a leafy green, but as a shield, one that can stand between your aging eyes and the slow creep of irreversible damage. Looking ahead so far, we've uncovered how carrots sharpen night vision, broccoli reduces inflammation to protect from the inside, and kale builds an internal shield against the most serious age-related eye disease. Each one works in a unique way, yet together, they form a powerful trio of defense for your vision. And here's the exciting part, we're not done yet. Because while carrots, broccoli, and kale each hold their place in protecting your eyes, there's still another vegetable ahead. It's one most people overlook, and yet it may provide one of the strongest impacts of them all. In the next section, we'll dive into this surprising vegetable, uncover how it works, and why adding it to your plate could be one of the simplest yet most powerful steps you take for your eyesight. In the last section, we uncovered how kale stands as one of the strongest defenses against age-related vision loss. But here's something important to remember: raw kale, while rich in nutrients, isn't always the best way to get its benefits. In fact, eating it raw too often can block the absorption of minerals and even irritate your stomach. That's why lightly steaming or gently sautéing kale makes such a difference. Cooking doesn't strip away its value, it unlocks it. Once those dense, dark leaves soften, the vision-saving nutrients inside become easier for your body to use. And cooked kale still preserves its vitamin C and vitamin K, two key players in maintaining healthy blood flow to the eyes and supporting the tiny capillaries in your retina. Strong circulation and strong vessels are essential if you want your vision to hold steady as the years go by. Marie's story. I remember working with Marie, a retired librarian, age 79. She had already lost partial central vision in one eye, and her greatest fear was waking up one morning to find her world fading even more. "I'm terrified," she told me. "What if one day I can't see my family's faces clearly ever again?" We didn't reach for anything complicated. Instead, we added kale to her diet in the simplest way, lightly steamed, drizzled with olive oil, a touch of lemon juice to brighten the flavor. Just a quarter cup, 3 or 4 times a week. No, it didn't reverse the damage. Once AMD has advanced too far, nothing truly can. But it slowed the progression. More importantly, it gave Marie something she thought she had lost: a sense of control. She wasn't just waiting for her vision to fade, she was actively protecting what remained. That matters more than most people realize. Sometimes healing isn't about turning back the clock, it's about holding on to what you still have and strengthening it for the days ahead. So if you've ever been told there's nothing more we can do, remember this: your body still listens to nourishment. Your eyes still respond. And kale may be the quiet helper you didn't know you were waiting for. Zucchini, the gentle healer. Now let's move from kale's bold, leafy strength to a vegetable most people overlook. It's soft, mild, and watery. But inside, it holds the keys to hydration, vitamin C, and a kind of gentle support your aging eyes crave. That vegetable is zucchini. Why zucchini? Because one of the most underappreciated causes of eye discomfort in older adults is dehydration. As we age, our bodies lose moisture more easily. Tear production slows down. The tissues behind our eyes, the retina, the optic nerve, and the macula become more vulnerable to pressure, dryness, and oxidative stress. And this is exactly where zucchini steps in. Made up of over 90% water, zucchini is one of the most hydrating cooked vegetables you can eat. But it doesn't just deliver moisture. It also brings along a rare mix of nutrients that help your eyes stay resilient, nutrients that matter. First, zucchini is rich in vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that shields your eyes from the cellular damage caused by light exposure and aging. Vitamin C also helps preserve the collagen structure of the eye, the framework that keeps your cornea, sclera, and blood vessels strong and flexible. Second, zucchini provides a modest but important amount of manganese, a trace mineral crucial for activating enzymes inside the retina. These enzymes process light and defend your eyes against free radicals, the unstable molecules that gradually wear down tissue over time. And while zucchini isn't as concentrated in lutein as kale or broccoli, it still offers a supportive amount enough to contribute to your overall eye health. Why zucchini works so well? Here's the real advantage. Zucchini is incredibly easy to digest. For seniors who struggle with sensitive stomachs, poor appetite, or difficulty with heavier foods, zucchini is gentle yet nourishing. Its soft texture and neutral flavor make it versatile. You can steam it, saute it, or blend it into soups without overwhelming the dish. That's why it's such an ideal food for the evening meal. Nourishing but not heavy, it supports your body as it moves into its natural repair cycle during sleep. When your eyes are finally at rest, those nutrients are quietly put to work. Tom's story. One of my patients, Tom, age 81, had battled chronic dry eyes and nighttime irritation for years. Eye drops gave him relief for a short while, but the discomfort always came back. He told me, "It feels like my eyes are full of sand every night before bed." We tried something simple, zucchini added to dinner for nights a week. Softly sauteed in olive oil with a touch of garlic and a pinch of sea salt. Easy, flavorful, and light. Within a few weeks, Tom noticed a difference. His eyes felt less gritty. He no longer rubbed them before sleep. And perhaps most importantly, his rest improved. "Feels like I can close my eyes without them stinging," he told me. That may sound small, but at 81, when sleep has become a nightly struggle, it was life-changing. That's the quiet gift of zucchini. It won't reverse vision loss, but it creates the conditions your eyes need to heal, rest, and rebuild. So far, we've seen how carrots sharpen night vision, broccoli protects against silent inflammation, kale shields against macular degeneration, and zucchini restores moisture and calm to tired eyes. Each one adds its own piece to the puzzle of protecting your sight as you age. But we're not finished yet, because ahead lies another vegetable, one many people wouldn't expect, yet it offers some of the most profound support for long-term vision health. Stay with me as we turn the page, and I'll show you how this final vegetable brings everything together quietly, powerfully, and in a way that may surprise you. We've just seen how zucchini supports hydration, reduces internal stress, and gently delivers nutrients exactly where your eyes need them most. It's living proof that support doesn't always have to be bold or intense. Sometimes the softest foods are the ones that offer the strongest comfort. Now, here's a thought. What if you didn't have to choose? What if you could combine all four of these vegetables, carrots, broccoli, kale, and zucchini into one simple, soothing dish that works like a quiet formula, feeding your vision while your body rests? That's exactly what I want to share with you now, bringing them all together. By this point, you've seen how each vegetable plays its unique role. Carrots sharpen your night vision. Broccoli fights the silent inflammation that weakens your eyes from within. Kale shields against macular degeneration, one of the leading threats to aging eyes. And zucchini hydrates, soothes, and restores comfort to tired, dry tissues. Each one is powerful on its own. But here's the beautiful part. They don't need to work alone. When combined into a single meal, cooked the right way at the right time, these vegetables can become more than the sum of their parts. Together, they create a gentle, healing recipe, especially before bed, when your body naturally shifts into rest and repair. And let me be clear, what I'm about to share isn't a detox cleanse. It's not a trendy superfood bowl or a complicated diet plan. It's something much simpler, a warm, nourishing dish I've recommended to dozens of patients through the years. And time and again, people in their 60s, 70s, and even their 80s have come back to me saying the same thing. "Dr. Nana, I never knew food could do that." The recipe, a vision-saving evening ritual. Here's how to make it. Start with a small pot. Add a splash of olive oil and gently saute half a chopped zucchini until it softens, releasing its mild, comforting flavor. Then add half a chopped carrot and let it cook for 4 to 5 minutes, allowing its natural sweetness to deepen. Next, toss in a handful of broccoli florets and about a quarter cup of chopped kale. Add 2 or 3 tablespoons of water, or if you prefer, a little low-sodium broth. Cover the pot and let it all steam together for another 5 minutes, just long enough for the greens to turn tender while still keeping their vibrant color. Season it lightly with sea salt. And if you like, add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice or even a pinch of turmeric for an extra anti-inflammatory boost. What you're left with is a bowl of warmth, softness, and quiet strength. A meal that's easy to chew, easy to digest, and perfectly timed to deliver nutrients just as your body begins its nightly repair cycle. No pills. No supplements with complicated labels. Just real food gently prepared, at the right moment of the day. Some of my patients choose to blend this mixture into a creamy soup, making it even easier on the stomach. Others enjoy it with a slice of soft whole grain toast or a spoonful of rice. There's no one right way. What matters is that you do it consistently. The power of consistency, making this dish 3 to 4 times a week in the evening. At first, the results might feel subtle, a little less strain, a little more comfort, perhaps a clearer sense of sharpness when you wake up in the morning. But over time, those small changes add up. Slowly, quietly, steadily, your body begins to feel supported. And maybe even more importantly, this meal becomes more than food. It becomes a ritual of care, a message you send to your body. I'm still here. I still want to heal. I'm still willing to take steps toward better health. One final truth after 3 decades. Before we close, I want to leave you with something deeply personal. A truth I've learned after more than 30 years of working in medicine, and one I hope you carry with you long after this video ends. If you've stayed with me until now, first let me say thank you. Thank you for caring enough about your body, your eyes, and your future to spend this time together. That alone tells me something important about you. It tells me that even if your vision has slipped, even if you've felt frustrated, forgotten, or told that it's just part of aging, you have not given up. And that matters more than any diagnosis. Because, yes, aging does take things from us. It happens quietly. Colors lose their vibrancy. You squint more often. Night driving becomes intimidating. You reach for brighter lamps just to read a label. Sometimes these changes come so gradually that we don't even realize how much we've adapted, how much we've lost, until one day it catches us by surprise. But here's the hope I want to leave you with. The body still responds to care. Even in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, your cells are still rebuilding. Your eyes are still trying to heal. And the food you choose, the rituals you keep, can either slow the decline or fuel the comeback. 4 vegetables: carrots, broccoli, kale, and zucchini, prepared simply, eaten with intention, 3 or 4 times a week. That is not a burden. That is not a prescription. That is a small act of love for yourself, for your independence, and for the life you still want to see clearly. You are not Alanesso wherever you are in your journey, whether you've just begun noticing small changes or you've already received a diagnosis like macular degeneration. Remember this. You are not helpless. You are not too late. And you are absolutely not alone. Healing may not always mean reversing what has already been lost. Sometimes healing is about protecting what remains, holding on to clarity, holding on to connection, and doing it with kindness, one meal, one bite, one day at a time. If this message gave you even a little hope, a little comfort, or a sense of direction, I'd like to ask you for something simple. Click the like button to let me know you're out there, that you care, and that this kind of content makes a difference. Subscribe to Senior Health Boost if you want more science-backed, gentle ways to care for your health naturally. And please, share this video with someone you love, especially if they're struggling with their eyesight and could use a reminder that food, patience, and hope still matter. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, which of these vegetables are already part of your routine? And which one will you try this week? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read, the spark that inspires them to keep going. So, as we close today, remember, your comeback doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't need to be dramatic or flashy. Healing is often quiet, consistent, and deeply personal. Until next time, I'm Dr. Nana. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. And above all, thank you for choosing to believe that your eyes and your life are still worth protecting. Stay well, stay hopeful, and I'll see you again here on Senior Health Boost.